everybody. I'm here to talk about creating business with flexible billing models. My name is Matt McDougall. I am the head of product at Rocket Web, and we're starting a new division called Rocket Code. This may become a new company, but Rocket Web is a solution partner for Magento. Been in business for about 5 years. Focused on making Magento websites, and we've won a couple of awards for the Site of the Year. And but my passion has really been with building tools for the Magento ecosystem. So I've decided to kind of step away myself from Rocket Web and step away from making websites a little bit and focus on creating tools. So what I hope that you guys can get out of this talk is I hope that you'll be inspired to perhaps create some new businesses, inspired with the flexibility of Magento, because it really is flexible. I know with that flexibility can come quite a bit of complexity, and a lot of people may say that there's a lot of things that you can't do in Magento, because they might feel that it's too hard, but the reality is there's a lot of things that you can do with Magento, and it is very, very flexible. And as long as you follow the pattern that Magento sets forward, you can really succeed and do quite well with Magento. So specifically, I want to talk about different billing models and things like recurring billing, metered billing, subscription type billing. Let's take a look at this. This is from a recent study. In the US, about 41% on average of revenue in stores comes from just 8% of the visitors. And these visitors are repeat purchasers. So it's really clear to see that when you focus on those repeat purchasers, it can be a very, very good investment. And really, if you think about it, billing itself can be a business model. There are a lot of very interesting things that you can do with different billing business models. Some of those, just on a high level, memberships, so membership websites. Another one is curated selections. So, for example, if you're a gourmet, a gourmand, and you're very interested in different types of food and you have a lot to say, you can build up a community of trust where people believe in what you're talking about. They really appreciate your opinion, and you can have these basically curate a collection of products and get people to buy them on a regular basis. Another thing, a food-related item, is grocery or FMCG, also called FPCG, fast-moving consumer goods or fast-packaged consumer goods. So these would be items that people use on a regular basis. Something that's very useful to have in a subscription-based billing model. And then as well, usage-based or metered billing. I was talking with Vlad from Mind Magnet, and he was telling me about a recent customer who they built some custom code for. They sell some networking-related items, so something like where you would have a gigabyte of data in your device, and then once that gigabyte runs out, you would want to replenish it. So this is something where you could use a unique billing model to ideally automatically replenish that device. First of all, let me talk about membership billing, as we get into some of these different types of billing models a little bit. One of our clients is Third Man Records. This is Jack White's record label. Very popular musician, particularly in the U.S., if you're not familiar with him. But they have a part of their Magento site called the Vault. And basically what this is Jack will put out, every month, he'll put out a selection of unreleased tracks or different studio recordings, just things that haven't been officially released, but stuff that their fans are really, really interested in. So they have a very large fan base that subscribes to their website. Basically, their memberships renew every 3 months. In this system, they use both the PayPal recurring billing and the authorized.net automated recurring billing. Unfortunately, both of these systems that they've got set up, they're using the logic, the billing logic that is within the gateway itself. So with that, you have to have logic in the gateway and then duplicate that logic in Magento, and you have to synchronize them both. That is very, very complicated to do. This particular project was not one that we built from scratch. We took this on from another Magento partner, pretty large Magento partner that had been struggling with trying to get this to work for, I believe, over 6 months, and they could never quite get it right. Finally, Third Man gave up, and they came to us, and I'm not going to tell you it was easy to fix the bugs. It took us quite a bit of effort, and we had quite a few headaches. But we did eventually get it working pretty well, and it is working, but there was a very high cost to get this working right, and all sorts of different bugs to squash. Next thing I want to talk about a little bit, curated selections. This is something that's really popular right now in the US in particular. And just some examples here. Trunk Club, this is a website for men's clothing. So you would go to this site, you would connect with a stylist, and they would get to know, what are your likes, what are your dislikes, kind of get an idea of what type of clothes would look good on you, like something like a spacesuit maybe, and then they can send you different clothes every month. Another one, this is kind of a fun one, it's called Sock Panda. This company is just really simple. The guy picks out some interesting socks, different socks every month. You can sign up as a man or a woman and just get a pair of socks every month. It's a really fun site. And also they've got a socially responsible component to them. Every pair of socks, they donate a pair of socks to the homeless as well. Cravery cookies. Who doesn't want to get cookies on a regular basis in the mail? HelloFresh. This is a cool one. They will. You can sign up. Like the example here is to get 3 meals a week for I think every couple of weeks they'll send it. And what they do is they send you the ingredients, and then they'll send some instructions. So it's an easy way to make good food at home without having to go to the grocery store. Another one, Scotchbox. They sell Japanese candy. Crafter's Crate. This is great as a parent. My wife and I are always looking for something new for our kids to do to keep them interested. They'll send different crafts on a regular basis. Another kid-related thing. This is a company that helps you make healthy snacks for your kids. So they'll send ingredients on a regular basis to make healthy snacks. Nerd Block. A quick one, just stuff for geeks like me. They'll send different interesting toys. Mix Cups. I think you guys have this here as well. Probably a different brand, but we've got the Keurig coffee machines in the U.S. and they have single-serve coffee cups. The problem with this is when you want to try something new, you have to buy at least a dozen of them. So if you buy a box of 12 and you really don't like it, well, then you've got 11 more that you either have to suffer through or you end up just not using them, this company will send you every month, send you 8 completely different cups of coffee, and it's pretty much the same price as you would pay for a regular box. Date livery. This is great. As a husband, I am an idiot when it comes to thinking up interesting things for my wife and I to do. So this is a company that's seeking to solve that problem by every month sending an interesting little package of like a themed date night. Here's one that'll help you build your own bar. Here's one for getting a different whiskey every month. And then even in the U.S. now, we have the 420 box, so you can have marijuana accessories sent to you every month. Yes, Ben, I did say that. And this has become so popular that there's even a website called My Subscription Addiction, which, among other things, they've got a whole section for trading different items that you might receive in your mystery subscription box for the month that you don't like. So like this first example here, somebody doesn't want their JCat eyelashes and glue, so they can post that up and they can trade it for something else that they might be interested in. Here's another quick study from this is a specialty grocery store in New York. Just a couple of things to point out here. They've realized that their subscribers, on average, purchase 5.6 times more than their average shoppers. And along with that, the average order value, basically what a customer is spending for every order, is 2.7 times more. So this is definitely a lucrative business. And as I was doing some research for this, I ended up finding out some interesting stats about this in Poland, particularly in the grocery and the fast packaged consumer goods market. The number of online stores has been growing 35% each year since 2007. The trade margin, basically the profit margin of this sector, is the third highest in all of Poland. It's 23.2%, which is not bad, particularly when you consider this is a sector with it's very high volume, so you can sell a lot of these. Very interesting website I ran across, supersam.pl. This is basically a service that they're connecting with little local stores, and they help them to get their items online, and then they do a click and collect type of model, where if it's a store that's in your area, you pick out the things that you want. You can perhaps get them coming on a regular basis, and then there's been some talk that a lot of customers, might worry about freshness of grocery goods, or they really want to see it. So it's been pretty popular, and this has worked out pretty well for them to place their orders, and then they can just go to the store and pick it up. So they don't have to wait in the queue. They don't have to go around the store and pick everything out. The store owner can gather everything together for them, get their order ready, and then when it's ready, they can just pop in and pick it up. Another one of our larger projects that went live pretty recently is Pet360, Pet Food Direct. They basically sell pet food. It's the bulk of their business. They do over $100 million US dollars in annual sales, and roughly 25% of that is from subscriptions. So with this, we are using one of our new extensions called Flexible Billing. And why are we using an extension for this? Well, we looked at the SAS services. There are a lot of them out there. This is maybe 20% of the different recurring billing and related SAS services. They are incredibly expensive. particularly when you're looking at any kind of volume. Now, if you're very small, let me go back here just a little bit. If you're very small, just starting out, something like this first one, Subscribe Pro, that's specifically a Magento service, and it works okay. But they charge you per order. You know, you have to. Well, they charge you a couple ways. You pay a monthly fee, and then also you're getting charged per transaction. So when in the Subscribe Pro instance, when we investigated that for Pet360, Pet Food Direct, at their volume, they would have to pay about $200,000 a year just to use that service. So, like I said, it can get quite expensive. So why does Pet360 and Pet Food Direct work? And what's good about our flexible billing extension here? I think I had mentioned before the instance of PayPal and the Authorize.net automated recurring billing and having that logic in the gateway itself. We have completely removed the need to have any logic within the gateway. And all of the logic for the billing is only within Magento. What this does is it really makes a gateway agnostic system. So you can plug in pretty much any gateway, as long as the gateway has the ability to tokenize a payment, and basically they take the responsibility of saving the credit card information or bank information or really any kind of payment. As long as you've got a token, we can access that token and bill the customer in the future. Another reason why this works very well, and something that we found with every SaaS service that we looked into, at some point, with some kind of change that a customer may want to make, they would have to contact the merchant. Some of them were pretty bad. You know, if they wanted to change anything in the order, they couldn't do that online. They'd have to contact the merchant. It would have to be done manually. Some of them were okay, and there were only some instances, like if they wanted to change their payment method, then in that case, they would either have to cancel the order and then make a new one or contact the merchant. Our system is completely hands-off. The customers can do anything that they want to. They can manage the entire process all within Magento without having to work with the merchant. There's no ordering restrictions in what we're doing. I know, for example, in the recurring billing code that's been in Magento for years, and it's been still marked as beta for quite a while. I wish I'd just remove it, because it really doesn't work. And one of the big reasons why it doesn't work is you cannot order a subscription product and then a non-subscription product in the same cart. You have to do separate orders. So we don't have those problems as well. We've got some interesting an interesting feature in there with the ability to change a product convert it to a subscription product after the fact. So, for example, we've got the ability to offer a discount if the customer wants to make their product a subscription product. But if they're on the product page, they just decide to add it once, we'll present them with the option in the cart to make it a subscription. If they decide still not to do that and they go all the way throughout checkout, we'll still give them the ability to change their mind later, even on the receipt page. They can pause that order and convert it to a subscription order. As well, a couple more interesting things about this. We've got the ability to, say for example, if going back to Pet Food Direct, they've got some pretty high volume, and they've got several customers that have more than one subscription. So, say for example, if I'm scheduled to receive a bag of dog food next week, but I realize, I've run out of dog bones, so I go on the site, I go to order my dog bones, I see that normally shipping is going to be $5. I have the option to say, oh, wait a minute, I can just bundle this in with my upcoming subscription order, and then I don't have to pay any extra shipping. Or I can say, you know what, that bag of dog food that's going to come next week, let's not wait until next week. Let's send it right away. Don't have to pay anything extra for shipping. Same thing can apply automatically in the background. On the merchant side, we've got the capability to say, and this is a configurable attribute, for Pet Food Direct, for example, we say that if a customer has 2 subscription orders that are shipping within 5 days of each other, and they're both going to the same address, when it comes time to ship that first order, ship them both together. There's no need to wait another 5 days and have the merchant pay an additional shipping charge. So in that case, the merchant can save on some shipping fees there. And then the last billing model I want to talk about a little bit is usage-based or metered billing. I think I mentioned I was talking with Vlad at Mind Magnet about their current customer. This is an interesting device. This is a Karma Wi-Fi device. So basically, on the website, you can purchase this device in and of itself, but then you can purchase a package of data, and then you can purchase additional data when you run out. So you could have a website where you can have a Magento site where you sell these, and then you sell the data, but then say, I buy 500 megabytes of data. Once I run out of the data, our flexible billing system is hooked up pretty seamlessly into the Magento API, so I can have this device either contact its back office billing system or through Magento directly and purchase more data. Once it gets the success code, comes back to the device, and boom, I have more data. And with that, you can do a mixture of subscription and usage-based billing. So lastly, really quick, I want to talk a little bit about a way that we are going to use our new billing business models in one of our own projects. We're making a new marketplace for Magento. We're hoping that this can be a replacement for Magento Connect, which I think everybody in the community knows has not worked very well for years. So this is going to take advantage of all of our different billing models. If you have an extension, or if you're an industry partner and you have a service that basically either charges monthly for the service or charges based on usage, you can hook that all up in our marketplace anytime. Like, for example, Sweet Tooth is one of our partners, and they charge based on the number of transactions. So in that case, once a customer using the Magento extension goes over that number of transactions, it can call back to the marketplace and either bump them up to the next tier, or it can just do a one-time charge for whatever their overage is. And we're really seeking to, of course, we're in this to make a little bit of money, but we're really seeking to serve the Magento community with this. The fees to be a part of this, first of all, we're not going to charge anything for extension developers to join. It's going to be very self-managed, so there's not going to be much that we would need to do to onboard a new extension developer. So you'll be able to come in here, get your extensions in here, and then the fees are going to be very similar to what most extension developers are offering right now as far as affiliate programs. So we want to do something like this that we feel will really benefit the community quite a bit. And lastly, I know this isn't completely totally related to billing, but one of the very unique features of this marketplace, it's not going to be just a place to sell extensions. As extension developers, we've found that one of the most difficult things, one of the real time wasters, is in support issues that aren't related to the extension. So, for example, if a customer contacts us and they have some issue where we need to look at their store, it can often be pretty difficult to get the correct login information to get into their store or to get into their development site. Or they may have to contact their server administrator to let us through the firewall. That takes a lot of time, way more time than I thought it would take. So our marketplace is going to take advantage of our Mage testing tool, which it's magetesting.com if any of you are interested in. And basically it's a way for a store owner to just with a couple of clicks make a Magento sandbox of any version that they would like. We've got both community and enterprise. You can make your own personalized sandbox. You can just, with a few clicks, install any number of extensions in the marketplace. We'll have some code that'll automatically look for conflicts. And then if you have specific questions about an extension, you can contact the developer through the marketplace and get everything answered right there. The benefit for the developer is that the developer will be able to see your sandbox demo instance, so you'll both have a single point of reference to be discussing issues. And then last, I know I mentioned Sweet Tooth. This is Steve Deckert, co-founder of Sweet Tooth, and just like to say that he really likes us at Rocket Web. He made this picture for us, and likes us almost as much as Snow Dog. Almost. We've got a few more minutes here. Any questions from anyone? No? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. And we'll be around in our booth for the rest of the day and tomorrow. If you have any questions about anything, if you want to talk about billing, if you're an extension developer, want to talk about the new marketplace, certainly be happy to chat with you. Thank you.